Hi, Paul Sackers, Good News Broadcast. I'm speaking to Jim Morelli. Hi, Jim. How are you?
Very well, thanks.
Good. Actually, you started your career with Oprah Winfrey. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, it sure was.
A couple weeks ago, right?
It wasn't a couple weeks ago. Too many years ago.
All righty. Well, we're going to talk today about asthma, and we're going to talk about, are you one of the millions of Americans suffering from allergies or asthma? And you're a registered pharmacist. Is that well?
I am, yes.
All righty, and provide important tips here we're going to learn to help survive the season. Okay. Why do we talk about this on wherever we are here, January, March, April, May, something? Why are we talking about it now as opposed to, say, in January? Or should we be talking about it in January?
Well, asthma and allergies are year-round phenomena, but right now this is Asthma and Allergy Awareness Month in May, so it's especially important to take a look at it now. And this is one of those peak times when tree pollens are out, and so a lot of people are suffering with symptoms. And just going back to asthma, that's, again, something that is a problem year-round, and it's a growing problem. 1 in 10 kids in this country has asthma. We've got about 13 million missed school days a year because of asthma. And we're not just talking wheezing here. Many of these kids wind up being hospitalized. In fact, it's a leading cause of hospitalization in kids under the age of 15. And it's a daunting challenge to try to deal with asthma. When the diagnosis comes down, many people are fearful and they're worried. And it's important to open up a dialogue with your kids about what's going on with their illness, and also including the doctor in there. And in that spirit, Sharing Plow got together with the Allergy and Asthma Network Mothers of Asthmatics to come up with a book that really helps to facilitate those conversations. It's called Breathless Bethany Buttercup. It talks about a little girl who's got asthma. She's trying to manage it with the help of her doctor and her family, and the struggles that she's going through to get through it all. And you can get this book free by going to asthmastorybook.com. Really a great resource for parents who have a child at home who has asthma.
Okay. Do we know what actually literally is? I know you mentioned these kinds of things. What physically happens in a human being's body?
From asthma?
Yeah.
Well, the difference between asthma and allergies, asthma is a bronchoconstrictive disease. For some reason, there is a reactiveness to certain stimuli. It's hard to say what's going to affect one person to another, but there's actually a constriction of the bronchioles, making it very difficult to breathe. Different from allergies, and we're talking here about allergens, pollen, for example. And right now, pollen's very high in the daytime between the hours of 10 a and 4 p. So if you're suffering from allergies, you probably want to limit your outdoor activities, keep your windows shut, and turn on the air conditioner in your house. And you also want to make sure that you clean up, because again, we're talking about allergens coming into the house, and there are allergens that are in the house in the first place. One thing you also want to make sure you do is to change your clothes frequently. We bring allergens into the house and wash them. And in washing them, we've got a couple of ideas here for you. One of them is a laundry detergent that is the top one recommended by dermatologists and allergists, and it's called All Free Clear. The reason they recommend it is it can remove from clothes cat dander, dust mite debris, perfumes. These are common household allergens. It's hypoallergenic, it's dye-free, it is perfume-free, tough on stains, gentle on skin, a good idea to have on hand if you've got allergies or even skin irritation for that matter. And then in tandem with that, we have something called the LG Electronics Steam Washer. It's got a very distinctive design, a square door in the front, but the most distinctive thing about it is the fact this is the first and only washer certified as asthma and allergy friendly, and that's from the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America. And the reason that they did that is because it has an allergene cycle that uses true steam technology. What this does is it can remove more than 95% of dust mites and pet dander from clothes and fabrics. Very, very economical as well to operate, saves thousands of gallons of water a year, and very gentle on clothing.
The human brain is a very, very wonderful thing. We can think of all kinds of things to deal with situations. That's the good news, isn't it, Jim?
That is absolutely the good news. And it's a growing problem, both asthma and allergies, so I think there'll probably be continued innovations.
I'm looking at the website right now, Free Asthma Storybook for Children, right? Read a story and help your child learn about managing asthma. First of all, how does a parent know their child has it? What are some of the symptoms?
Well, differentiating it from allergies, wheezing is one of the prime symptoms, and that's where you just have trouble catching your breath. There's a feeling of tightness. Generally speaking, with allergies, you're talking about sneezing, itching, watery eyes. We all know those symptoms. The wheezing is a real trigger that should put in a parent's mind, hey, maybe there's something else going on here. And it's very important to get your doctor involved at that point because, again, most of the kids are going to require some kind of medication. and asthma can be dangerous. There are those attacks which send kids to the hospital.
What brought you into the world of medicine and this way of life? What interested you as a young man?
I think I was very interested in drugs and the great variety of drugs and what they could do for people. And there's just so many different mechanisms out there, the way that they work. And I like to figure out how things really work, which is why the washer kind of intrigues me here, this steam technology and the fact that, you know, it actually can take all this dust mite debris out and that type of thing. So I think it's mainly that, how things really work in the body.
Let me ask you, because this is not a good thing that can potentially work in your body. You wrote a new book, also, I'll just mention it to our audience, Poison, How to Handle the Hazardous Substances in Your Home, right?
Right.
That's a book that can be purchased in bookstores or online or
I think if you go to Amazon.com, you can still find it. It's not exactly a new book. It's been out a few years. But,
okay.
Yes, see, that was another thing that interested me was the whole field of poisonings, because there's so many things out there that kids can get into, and some of them you don't even realize.
Okay, give us one example.
Well, this is the time of year when people are out planting, and I hesitate to even bring this example up, but there's a very beautiful plant out there that you grow from the castor bean. These are deadly poisonous, and these should not be in yards where there are children or pets, for that matter. The stuff that you use to kill snails in your yard, extremely poisonous stuff, and what I would use instead is beer in a little cup. The snails are attracted to the beer, and they die off after ingesting that. So little things like that you know, you don't even think about. You use them, you plant them, and yet they actually can be quite hazardous. I'm
going to be speaking to Jim Kotz, who started Sam Adams' beer company, later today. I'm going to tell him another use of his beer.
Absolutely, tell him.
You know, beer's one of those items that can last forever. That's a good item. That's a good reality, even in regards to water. So, all right, American Academy of Allergy, Asthma and Immunology, and we're going to send people over to this asthmastorybook.com, which has a lot of good things for parents to share with their children. Last question, Jim. What's good news for you?
What's good news for me? Well,
Yes.
I'll tell you what's good news for me is that we are in the midst of a nice stretch of summer weather in the Northeast, and it's been a long time coming. So that's good news.
That's fantastic. All right, we're going to invite you to a party on June 9th here in New York.
Okay.
Thanks, Jim.
Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.